Let's come back home now. And the South African Human Rights Commission says it will investigate the Jagersfontein disaster. Let's get more on this, and we speak to the Human Rights Commission's Free State Provincial Manager, Thabang Kheswa, who speaks to us now via the virtual platform. Mr. Kheswa, thank you very much for your time. So let's begin with your areas of priority. Where do you start?
Very good morning to you, Collie, and the viewers. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Our role is to ensure that the rights of the people are at all times protected, and where there are violations of rights, we secure redress and ensure that the people's rights, or they continue to enjoy the rights as enshrined in the Constitution.
Okay, and that then gives us a window of speculation from my side, which is why I asked about your areas of priority when you start these investigations. We know about prior warnings and the residents there saying that the company simply ignored this and then a disaster occurred. As we speak, there are still some families who are missing loved ones.
Yeah, indeed. Our probe or investigation seeks to really look at those issues of compliance. If there are issues of compliance by the mining company, and ensure that we raise those with relevant role players of government departments like your DMR, and see if there are any historic non-compliance issues. Those are the issues that we are looking to uncover. Okay.
I will ask you in a minute about what you think the ultimate penalty is going to be as the South African Human Rights Commission. But for now, we understand that there was a meeting that may have taken place between the government of the Free State and the company concerned. Were you part of that meeting? Are you aware of what the outcomes of that meeting was? Because at some point, government did say that this company has agreed to take responsibility in terms of compensations.
Yeah. No, we are not part of that meeting, but we are arranging our own meeting with government and all other stakeholders, including the mining company. We sent communication to the DG's office this morning, wherein we get an update on those and the commitments that have been made, so that we are able to utilize our mandate of monitoring, ensure that we hold them to account, whatever has been committed to. So we are looking into having those discussions with them in the next coming week or so.
Yeah. All right. Final question then. We know that there is a family that's already buried a loved one as a result of the disaster that occurred there. As I mentioned before, there are families who are still missing loved ones. That's the area of compensation that I suppose you can't speak to. But your role is to ensure that human rights are upheld. Where there is a clear violation, what is the ultimate penalty for this company?
It will depend on what we think, what we establish as the redress required, and what we actually recommend. If we are of the view that a civil process has to be taken, we can recommend that that process unfold. Like you rightfully say, we may not be actively involved in terms of the compensation part of it, but if we make an observation that it may just redress the violation of the right, we may just recommend that that process unfold.
Well, we know for a fact that a person has died.
Yes.
What does the legislation say should be your recommendations as a Chapter 9 institution when a company has fallen so foul of the law that a human life has been lost?
There are legislations that put in place penalties that have to be followed or imposed in the instance of non-compliance relating to mining issues or activities and environmental issues. So those will have to be invoked, and the legislation and the laws have to be put in place in terms of prescribed penalties that are there, so that the necessary action can be taken.
All right, let's leave the conversation there. That's the South African Human Rights Commission's Free State Provincial Manager, Thabang Kheswa, speaking to us there. All right.